And welcome back to another Askari Cast. My name is Rod Van Blake, author of the Ancient Illumination series as well as Yambani Chronicles. I am joined once again by JP Jackson.
Hey, everybody.
He's an artist, writer, and educator. He is the illustrator on the Ancient Illumination graphic novel as well as Yambani Chronicles, and he has his own comic series, Eve of Insurrection, Eve of Reclamation, and a kids STEM comic, Growing in the Garden. So check that out. There will be links to his website, my website, and also our third member, Jocelyn Short.
Hello.
She is also a concept artist and illustrator. She is the creator of the Bearer art book, and she does lots of awesome concept art, cover work for other creators. In addition to the links to our sites, there will be a link to her website as well if you are at all interested in our creative endeavors. Today, we are chopping it up and ending this Welcome to Derry series, talking about episode 7, the Black Spot, and episode 8, the finale. So, what did y'all think?
I loved it. I loved that Pennywise is. I, I know he's a clown, but like Pennywise is a legit clown. Like it's terrible that he's legitimately funny.
Yeah, he was out of control. He was absolutely
My
out of
face
control.
on my face. Like,
We get a little background into Pennywise. In the opening of episode 7, in 1908, we go back to the carnival or the fairgrounds, wherever he's working as. Well, it's not him. It's we get to see Mrs. Kirsch's dad in his true form. This was kind of crazy. This part, my boy was sitting there in the clown suit, drinking out of his little snifter. He had a little whiskey and smoking.
Mhm.
He was just, you know what he reminded me? Y'all remember Krusty the Clown?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because he had like the wig was off and he had that little gruff voice. What's going on? He saw a little boy in the front. What do you want? Get out of here, kid. You're about to be scram.
Get out of here, scram.
It was kind of wild when like he did his performance,
Yeah,
his first performance, and then the curtains closed, and then you see him kind of take swig of the flask,
yeah.
swig
Because
of
they
a
caught him a
flask, and
couple
then the
times. They opened
kids kind
early.
of bum rush the stage. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. Like, he don't like his job. He like, I'm tired of it. He looked tired. I was like, dang.
Ugh,
Yeah.
that little kid. I feel like to me, he was one of the scariest things in this whole show. Like that way that little boy looked.
Oh,
I
with
ain't
the
never seen it.
It's
glowing
real
blue
kind of
eyes.
gray.
Yeah.
The kid who approached Bob Gray, who did not blink. I don't know if you
And then
guys
somebody
noticed that.
screams in the distance.
He did not blink.
He did not blink, not
Oh
once.
no, that's terrifying.
And then the woman screaming off in the woods, and he just kind of turns around like, and Bob's like, "What's that?" That was
My
my
mom.
mother. He's
It's
like,
like you
"Oh,
don't think that's suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
you don't find that suspicious?"
The children seem drawn to
Yeah,
you.
we get to see him. We get to see how Bob Gray gets snatched up by the entity. He ends up dying. We see Little Miss Kirsch, who was helping as his assistant the whole time with the shows, and had her own little clown suit that she still had a hankering for because years down the line, she still got this damn clown suit and makeup. I guess she called herself perfecting it after, or hopefully after all that time, it should have been perfected. And then we go back to the part that was already pre-triggering me at the end of episode 6, the Black Spot Massacre. Uh, they show up in the lynch. Let me tell you something. Look, you show up and we got weapons, and I see a group of dudes jump out the vehicle looking like horrible henchmen from like a knockoff Joker. I'm bussing. Sorry, ain't gonna be no explanation or listening to what you want and what you got going on. I see all those people in masks. We letting loose off rip.
Okay, okay, okay.
You up to no good, and we know we know what time it is. We are gonna have to get out of town, obviously, but I'm not standing here for the aftermath of what looks like a lynch mob pulling up in various vehicles. You got your lights shining on us, we can see, and you just busting up in here talking about, you know what we want. No, we wouldn't. That would have been a very short episode had I been.
Had you been there? Had
Had I
your
and my
six
crew
foot
been
nine
there,
ass been
it'd have
there?
been a very short episode. Of course, they let them in, let them talk, and then follow them out. Why are they
Yes,
just sitting
that was.
inside this Quonset hut as the white folks in the mask go off, and you know they're gonna shut you in and set you on fire like that? I was like, oh, and they just sat there. and torched the place with them in it. They started firing after the fact, but most of them obviously died. I think what they said, 23 people passed.
Yep, on the news, on that news radio show,
Yeah,
newscaster kind of speaks about that.
yeah. So they got the mob confronts Hank Grogan. Hank gets out because Halloran can stomp through the floorboards, and they end up him and Ronnie and Halloran, I think, were the only ones that basically escaped out of there. Oh, and Marge, because she was sitting in the freezer, the refrigerator that saved her from the fire and smoke inhalation, I guess. And Richie, poor little Richie, sacrificed himself.
R.I.P. R.I.P. Rich.
R.I.P.
to Rich. Yeah. So
I was so sad when that moment happened. Not just because it was sad.
The first one I almost cried. Like I was already traumatized by like we're looking at a real like a reflection of like things that actually happened in like Black history, like violence against Black people. Like I made me think about when Watchmen depicted the Tulsa massacre.
Yeah.
And so I thought that like they kind of captured some authenticity, like a level of authenticity to that. But it was traumatic. I was like, oh, this is hurting a lot right now, but this is a thing this is what happens. It's a part of like our history. And then Rich, and on top of that, he made that like that's. I'm like, he a real one. This little boy sacrificed himself. I'm like, no.
Literally not even minutes before what was happening. I said to the team, I was like, they better not Titanic these kids, and that's exactly what happened.
That's exactly what happened. Then most definitely Titanic. I was like, yeah, Rose is gonna survive this.
Crazy.
Yeah, Rose.
Marge.
Yeah, they people finally starting to believe after the whole town gets hemmed up. But yeah, they have the massacre that's going on. Hank is still hiding out with Charlotte. And why does it seem like everybody just forgot? Like I know you're supposed to leave Derry and forget, but like they burned down the juke joint, and after that, the rest of the townsfolk seem to just go on as if nothing's happened. So they even left Derry and they're acting like they forgot what happened. Like
I think that's just what happens in Derry. Like in general, whether you leave or you stay, because something happens to the adults. Like
yeah, they explain that. I don't know if they explain it in the TV show, in like the actual show, but they explain it in the behind the scenes, kind of little snippets after the episode where they have like this like brain fog. I forgot what they call it. That it affects like the adults specifically in Derry.
So now we got the Black Spot Massacre done hit. The general still wants. Now we find out the general don't want to trap this thing. He wants to let it go. And Major Hanlon's like, you tripping? Like you trying to set this thing apart? And he's like, look what's going on in this town, what's happening in this country. I'm like that. You think that's gonna fix it?
This is what happens when everyone is forced to be subject to the imagination of a white supremacist. This is what we get. Yep. We get folks like the general talking about something. We need to reinstill fear into the world.
Fear creates peace.
Yeah.
People like it.
People like being afraid.
People like it. It's good.
Yeah. So at the end, I guess they took Miss Kirsch and slammed her into Juniper Hills where she belongs with her crazy self. They sent her in there, and the kids are still walking around trying to figure this thing out. I thought, Major Hanlon, I thought he was going to leave, but at first, of course, at the end of the episode, we get the phone call, which was weird to me. Like, so their house was within Pennywise's hunting grounds.
Well, remember we talked about this a little bit, like yesterday, where we were talking about how Leroy, where he's stationed, he has like higher privileges because of his role. And so like his family is not necessarily on base. They get
they're based in Derry.
Yeah. I was just tripping because the phone rings, and Will walks away from it at first, because they survive all the fire and everything, and he, for once, Will sits his ass at home and stays in the house
Where he should
where we think
just
he's
stay there in
dead.
the first place.
Yeah, where he should have been in the first place. Phone rings and it's Pennywise. Hey, I can't hear you. And turn around and my boy is up on the countertop, and then he did the
He
thing
was
you
on
guys
the
were
fridge. He
explaining to
was
me.
on the fridge.
He's on the fridge. Yeah,
Yeah, he's on the
right up
refrigerator. 6'4" on the fridge.
So
opens up
perfect.
his mouth, the light comes out, and Will's eyes start glowing gold, and he starts floating up in the air, and that's how they end that 7th episode, in the aftermath of the massacre. And homeboy but they think he's dead. Do they think Henry Grogan's dead now, right?
Yes, that was because that's what the newscaster said, and
Yes.
that was very interesting. Like when you listen to how the radio kind of like comments on what happened, they refer to it as electrical fire.
Yeah,
they made some. They really only acknowledged two things. They were like, well, 23. There was what they referred to as like an illegal. They called it illegal something. Yeah, they made it seem like it's illegal. So. And they referred to like there were like 23 souls lost or whatever.
For colored military members.
Yeah.
An illegal offsite juke joint for colored military members. Like, oh.
Oh, yeah. And then they only acknowledged that Grogan was burned. And then like Kirsch, what's her name? Ingrid's husband, the butcher, was that guy. Yes. Was dead, and I think they made a weird pun at the end about like frying something. It was a fire joke, and I was like, come on.
Yeah,
I'm like the racism of it all.
My boy got Leave It to Beaver cleavered, half his head off.
That was a beautiful moment. That was beautiful. I was so happy, and it was funnier how just Pennywise is just chomping on it like it's nothing and tosses it out the way.
Yeah. Man, it's just
like he was eating the watermelon. He was basically eating watermelon.
Listen, it's just the whole thing is so perfect because like he was asleep, and then the general had to go.
Woke him up.
He woke him up, and he was like, "Oh, since you want to wake me up, I'm finna wake it up. All right,
yeah.
I'm finna
wake everything up.
I'm finna wake it up." He said, "You know what? You think I'm funny? I'm about to be hilarious." Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking of freaking Randy Macho Man Savage in the OG Spider-Man movie when he gets caught in the cage. They gave me 1, 2, 3 minutes of playtime. He's like, yeah, I'm not done. We finna get this cracking. My boy goes up to school. After he snatched up Will, my boy that missed, because I had to look it up. Stephen King's The Mist actually takes place in a different place in Maine, but it's not the same mist. But that's what I thought of when I saw it.
I thought of it immediately. I was like, I wonder if this is a mist reference. I wonder if they're making it has to be.
Yeah, I saw that was cool. Coming in, plants and stuff was dying. People in the one. Did you see the lady at the store?
Yeah.
Because, oh my word!
Looked like him.
And then she puts her head up against the glass in her hand, and her face starts going a little goofy.
She had the Pennywise.
You had the Pennywise face. The bottom lip is what gave it away in the eye.
The bottom lip and the buck teeth.
That's kind of funny that they made the dudes like real life trait, the character trait. Like,
hey, that's genius. That's a good act. That's genius right there.
What's that? I get to going.
Yeah.
You know what's finna go on.
Yeah, the mist starts coming through. Everything is obviously not over. They decide they're gonna go and try and find. Well, once he realizes, Mr. Major Hanlon, that Will has been taken, because he answers the phone too at the house. He comes and answers the phone later on and finds out that Pennywise got Will. And my boy was tripping. Who gotta keep him fresh? The dark meat is twice as sweet. I was like, oh hell no.
Biggest troll to ever do it. Truly.
Like, hey, he was on point. He was on point. That's what he did in the movie. Like when you watch the It movies, the newer It movies, he's gonna keep making fun of one of these characters. Keep calling him Fat Boy.
Yeah.
He just keep calling this person fat, and I'm like, bro,
He's
You
just
gonna keep
messing.
doing
It's his thing. He's
it.
got to
Yeah.
troll you. He's gotta season his meat. You
Yeah.
know, get the fear nice and ripe and
Yeah.
fuck with you a little bit.
So everybody once again has got these little cockamamie plans. We didn't know what the government was doing. They were out there waiting apparently by the tree for
Crazy.
somebody to come and stop this thing. And so they were waiting, but then the kids are going off. The girls, we have a girls trip. They go all alone. They go it alone. Got Ronnie, Marge, and Lily. And Lily is given Gollum with Lord of the Rings,
She's
Yeah.
but with the
tweaking.
dagger.
Yeah.
Lily is tweaking.
Yeah.
She don't want to let go of that dagger. She don't
And
want
y'all
to
were
touch
right.
it. She don't want you to hold it. They are told that it will try to resist, but they don't. I don't think at this time they know that because they haven't hooked up with Rose in them yet. But they end up stealing it. The kids are trapped from the school at Derry.
They're in a
They,
cavalcade
they're in
with
the cavalcade,
Pennywise.
and
All
they
right.
only know this because they see the mist approaching from the little watchtower that they were in, and then they see all the new missing kid posters have formulated on the walls of all seven of there.
The kids are in a train. Pennywise, he's on his circus.
Boom,
His
boom,
oh
boom,
my god,
boom.
Yeah, he was tripping. He
he
is
was
had the
I
little
was
tuba
like,
literally
playing.
yo, he got the tuba. He just playing that track.
he's on
Boom,
a death
boom,
march. Like
boom,
I was like, this is
boom.
crazy.
Kids floating. It was good. It was good.
Solid, solid. Yes,
Now, was the lake already frozen over before, or did it freeze over as? Because I was worried about that unfreezing.
I think it was.
Well, that's no freeze. This kid's gonna drown.
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean,
it
because
was
if the
the
mist
mist that
came in to
did it.
freeze it, and then you kill whatever, or imprison what's causing the lake, the river to freeze over at the time, then y'all sitting on it, then the water becomes liquid again. Everybody just falls in the water. That's what I was worried about the whole time.
I think that was the least of their concerns.
Yeah, that was the least. Yeah, yeah. I was like, I'm not. I don't think it's gonna immediately unfreeze, but
Yeah.
let's get through the mission. These are the weather conditions we have now. Everything's frozen. Everything's shrouded in mist, darkness.
Yeah, and then so Rose is letting Daniel once again go off with Baker Hanlon, and they finally got what's it called Halloran to come around. She gave him a root, some tea
Yeah.
that's helping to quiet the voices
That was
in his
cool.
head. He can get back on mission, which I like that part. One of my favorite parts of it, mainly because it seemed like he couldn't see the dead people anymore. Remember, she said everything in there is not evil though.
Yeah.
So now
Yeah.
I think now he can see good things and not just the people or things that have died tragically. He's now
Right.
able to see like good spirits now.
You can
So,
see ancestors and stuff.
yeah.
Also,
So,
I really
Yeah.
want to the moment right before the tea with Halloran happens. Um, Charlotte basically beats up on Leroy.
oh yeah,
Um,
he
I
smacked
really
the
liked
taste
I
out of
I
his mouth.
liked that moment. She was like, "Man, just because it felt so justified at that point, and everybody in the whole scene was reacting like, we get it, like your crash out right now is very valid."
Yeah, it
That's
was his fault.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
but yes, continue.
His fault or not, I'm not. I'm not. You're not just gonna haul off and fire on me, and I'm gonna take that. I can't. I can't condone that. I
You'll
can't.
be fine. You'll be fine. Those hits were nothing. They were inconsequential. There was no critical damage
Yeah,
done.
I get it. I'm
Charlotte,
just
you gotta
saying
let that get off. Just puff your chest up and take it.
you're gonna have to express yourself another way. We got a language barrier. Yeah, she was hot, and Will's gone. They're gonna go and get Will. The kids are off. The milk truck was hilarious. You get the one with the least visibility ability, driving the truck. If she watched her uncle who drives the truck, she got an eye patch, and obviously I'm thinking she's probably gonna have a hard time reaching the pedals because she's not a full grown adult yet. But
Did I seen him do it once?
yeah, I watched him.
I can do it. Runs over a pothole.
Runs over pothole, crashes into a tree. They have to get out,
With
but
her
luckily
one
they're
good
close
eye.
enough to see the caravan of kids floating over the river. They follow it to see Will at the head of the line, and Pennywise steps out and creeps up on him, and then Ronnie pulls out the dagger with the glyphs on it, and he runs around, snatches Marge up, snatches her into the mist, and they have a little heart to heart where he talks about her having a son that kills him later on, but that time is different. So he's like, well, time is different. So now she's worried about him going back to the past to try and kill maybe their parents, so that if she does, they're pulling the Terminator 2 now. Terminator, go back into the past and kill the mother of the protagonist, then they're not able to do what they're supposed to do. Pennywise lives on.
Pennywise is Sephiroth is the conclusion
That's
I drew
hilarious.
from this show.
He is Sephiroth. Oh my god,
Yes.
Sephiroth.
Yep.
Yeah, but that scene when he danced, we didn't talk about it. When he danced out, he puppeteered the principal at the school before he and then he came out doing that little crazy hillbilly dance where you kick inside and throw your hands between your legs.
I was like, oh, here we go.
Then grabbed homie by the head, ripped the top off, threw the body at the kids, and then punted the head across there. I'm like,
he was like Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, he was tripping. I was like, this is a comedy sketch at this point. Even though it's horrific and macabre, but that's basically what it was to me. I'm like, this dude is tripping. Then he opens up and hypnotizes all the kids. They float with him, and then evidently the girls catch up to them. And at the same time, we have the Hanlons, Halloran, Rose, and Taniel in the Scooby-Doo vans they done found somewhere to try and follow the trail to where, I guess the boundary where another one of, it's not where, I think it's where they took the dagger from. That's where that was in that, like the bowl of the tree was where they took that, because Halloran now can see the chieftain from the past. He can see her. And so the kids are trying to get that last dagger back into the place to basically lock Cage on Pennywise. And we don't know that the military is out there just waiting. So as soon as Major Hanlon and Taniel start running across the ice to put this dagger in there, they open fire on them and ends up having to give, basically pass it off to the kids and have them go take it. And that was kind of a nice moment with Major Hanlon and Leroy and Will, where Will's like, I'm not you. He's like, I don't want you to be me. I want you to be you. I love you for you. You don't want to be me. You can do it, and don't you doubt yourself. And
I'm scared.
Yeah, I'm scared. He's like,
scared. He's like, I am too. This is terrifying.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. So they go over there and shut him down, and before the portal can get shut down, the cage can get locked up. Dumbass General Shaw decides he's gonna take his cap off and walk up to her. I thought you was a figment of a boy's nightmares. I didn't know if you were real or not. It seems you're both. And we don't know at the time that Halloran is in his mind. Well, they said that they planned to try and do something to stop him. So Halloran's in his mind. The reason why he froze up, I thought one of the artifacts got close to him, because the only time we've seen him freeze like that was when Lily was in the sewer. Remember? And she picked up the glowing artifact, and when she picked up the dagger, that's the first time I seen him kind of freeze with his mouth open with all the teeth. And then he stopped and went back and he like danced. Yeah, he danced. He moonwalked. Pennywise moonwalked down the hallway. That dude is such a fool, man.
I'm gonna beat him for Halloween, y'all. Get ready. Get ready, y'all. Get ready.
He's a clown through and through. And he danced also. When he froze, I wasn't sure. And then we see that Halloran is in there basically playing on the imagery of him being Bob Gray. And he wakes up in wherever this other dimension is, and Halloran's pretending to be the barker from the carnival, the carnival barker. But when I think something happens when they shake the van and his hand hits the ground because they're unstable. He notices a black hand and not the white hand. He's like, tricky.
Tricky.
Hey, Bob, my name's not Bob. The way he smacked him was hilarious.
He Spartan kicked him. He didn't smack him.
I'm
No,
talking
before that,
about
before that,
like Dick.
Oh yeah, he did
Dick
slap
using
him,
the
but when
get
he got him
juice.
said my name's not
Somebody
Bob, he
said,
kicked him right in the chest. That was
hit your head a little hard, didn't
yeah,
you?
yeah.
he hit you a little hard there, Bob. My name's not Bob. He's like, what's going on? My
I'm
name's
not
not
Bob
Bob.
Gray.
It's not Bob Gray.
I'm
What's
not
going on?
Bob Gray.
He hit him with the gen. Somebody said that Dick hit him with the genjutsu, and I was like, bro, he did hit him with the genjutsu,
Smacked the
and it
face
was
out
so
of him.
good. But
He
then he
had to
messed
collect
up.
himself. He slapped him. He had to collect himself. He said,
Yeah.
He looking
"Ugh,
around.
what?"
The way
Yeah.
Dick slapped him was priceless. I'm like, yo, this is the greatest thing. This is the greatest thing I've seen. Not
He
this
slapped him.
clown getting. I'm the eater of worlds. My name's not Bob. I'm the eater of worlds. Oh,
Oh,
here
yeah,
you
yeah,
go.
he was.
Kill this eater of worlds. Nobody cares. You're gonna die anyway in the movie. Who
Oh my
cares?
gosh.
He was running down his list. Well, I'm not no Bob Gray. That was hilarious.
No Bob. Great.
I'm not
Of course,
Bob
the
Gray.
military dudes go secure Halloran and get Major Hanlon. Bring him over here. I'm like, what is wrong with these dudes? They don't see what, like, y'all don't see what's going on. Like, they couldn't see the caravan of floating bodies over on the other side. They just wouldn't like that. Y'all just cool with this.
They just doing the job, you know. They're pure soldiers through and through, just doing the job.
I wanted the colonel to get got too, because I was happy
Me
when
too.
General
I didn't
Shaw
like
got
him.
got. But just because he ordered the fight, you know, because he's the reason why. Because I don't think the general said nothing. I think that was the colonel that started shooting and had people. That's why Tanya gets shot, and that's why Major Hanlon gets shot.
Yep.
It's because of him. He was too ready to do, I guess, what he thought he was supposed to be doing.
Mhm.
We got orders. He doesn't care what it's got to do with anything.
Mhm.
There's obviously a bunch of lives in danger that you see a string of them floating in the air across the way by the river, and you just waiting
Just
to see
firing.
what happens.
Yeah.
Pop.
Yeah.
I'm like, can you move the kids out the way or something? Like, get them out of Dodge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
They were just like, let's wait and see what happens. Like, you know what's gonna happen. All them finna die. Like, why are you? And you going and the plan is to unleash this thing on everybody else. Like, I don't see how. In what world do you think? Especially if you got scared as a kid, General Shaw like experienced this thing firsthand as a child himself. How you think that's the way to solve anything is crazy as hell to me. So I was so glad. So when they started fighting back, that was funny. When Hanlon, Halloran, and Charlotte, he gave him the silent nod. He said, like we about to go. Well, they're kind of distracted, and they ended up whooping him.
mhm.
Yeah, the colonel, like, he just gave up. He got socked once and just fell down. Like, oh,
He hit that slow fall, hit the doom.
yeah.
And then Slow's like, whoa. Got him out of there.
Yeah, he was out of there. And he was alive later. I was mad when I saw him like looking crazy after everything was over with, and he was just kind of just sitting there. And I thought they was going to get up and try to arrest somebody again, but I guess that ass whooping at first was enough for them. Like, I guess we're just gonna go back to base and try to explain this away. Like,
We're gonna make something up.
I mean, General got his head bit off.
Right. That was hilarious. I was like, that's what you get. That's exactly what you get. And he tried to command him as if like he wasn't scared. Like, you scared.
Like, your privilege ain't reaching that hard, homie. He was, stand down. What do you think you're doing?
Chomp.
I'm about to have a snack. That's what I'm doing. Ain't you been paying attention to what I've been doing? What do you think I did to all them bodies? But yeah, General gets chomped up. They are finally, after wrestling with all three kids, and Ghost Richie comes in the area to help them finally get the dagger back into the place where the native tribe had originally put one of the pillars. Locks together everything. The cage is now reassessed, and then the light starts shooting through Pennywise and shoots him back into oblivion and puts him back wherever that thing was holding him. It puts him back. But obviously, we know, because it's the prequel, that's not the end of it. So then everybody's kind of going. I'm tripping because Henry or Hank is just out here in daylight, like
Just useless.
He was he was basically I called him what's his face from Star Wars? Finn.
Oh Lord, no, he wasn't Finn.
Right. Like that's all. That's all. Like every time, Ronnie, like, bro, you're useless, fam. You're
But my
not
thing
doing
is, like,
anything.
he's
You're the
not
reason why
wanted
we
no
got
more.
here.
What'd you say?
He's not wanted no more. Like you only not wanted now because they think you're dead. But once you're walking around in broad daylight, like, ain't he supposed to be dead?
I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna leave town. I don't think he's staying around.
Yeah, they show him at the end, him and Ronnie driving off, and she's got lollipops in
Yeah.
her mouth. They're driving away at the time after
Yeah.
we get the Will and Ronnie kiss, and Rose offering up their house and land to this black couple to stay in Derry. Which I'm sorry, I'm out.
You know, I, it was a that decision didn't like. I understand it for continuity's sake for the
That's the
movie.
only reason
That's
why,
Yeah,
the
y'all.
only reason.
That's the
There's
only reason
no
why.
other
Don't get
way.
too invested in it.
There's
Technically,
no
those
way.
yeah, I'm
technically
out.
those black characters were supposed to leave.
Yeah,
They
Yeah.
should have on principle. That was all they talked about, right?
all of them.
Yeah.
Even Leroy at one point is like he even I noticed like in episode 7 you start to see his tone shift and like him wanting to like we gonna get out of here, like we gonna complete the mission and get out of here.
Yeah,
And so now it was like, well, y'all gave Leroy another mission now. You know, he can't help himself.
yeah. He can help.
But then can't help himself. But then but for Charlotte's character, naturally she should have kind of, you know, stood on business and been like, we getting out of here. But literally they had to write it in a way so that Mike stays in Derry because he's the only black person who stayed in Derry. So it was what was supposed to happen.
Yeah, I'd have been out. He said,
We
"Yeah,
all
the
would've
honorable
been out.
discharge. They just all you gotta do is be quiet, and keep your mouth shut, and we're just gonna let you, That's I don't believe that at all. Nope, not at all. Unless the military collectively also forgot. That's the only thing that kind of makes sense. They don't really know his involvement anymore. Or everybody that does know the involvement is either dead or same thing how they treated the kids. They're gonna treat them like they're crazy. Like, what'd you say? What happened?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's just a crackpot old black guy in Derry. I saw this clown running around turning into a bat. I'm like, you crazy.
Who else saw the clown? Oh, the general. Where's the general at? Oh, well, they blew his muffin top back blue, and he's not here no more. So he can't really corroborate what I'm saying. Like, well, then we ain't gonna. If you ain't got no witnesses, and this crazy brother over here, and this other one dude that they were calling the human compass that kind of goes crazy every once in a while. We're not listening to none of y'all. But yeah, I'd have been out. We'd have went. I'd take Charlotte's advice. We'd have all been in Shreveport. We'd have went to Louisiana, where some more black folks. We could be comfortable at least down there. But we're not staying out here in Derry, where things just tend to happen to people, and then people forget about it.
Like everyone's going missing. Everyone.
Yeah. Every day. It's constant. Every 27 years.
UNICEF milk cartons is crazy right now. It's got a Rolodex of people across. You go into the grocery store, it's just milk cartons. There's a whole bunch of kids down the whole aisle of missing people. That's crazy.
Very insane.
But yeah, the action was good in this. I kind of understand why they ended. Like you said, it doesn't make sense for them to stay in Derry, but because of continuity's sake, they kind of had to remain in Derry. It couldn't go off. What would make more sense would be for them all to leave. I still don't understand why this wanted man is just walking around in broad daylight driving. Was that Mrs. Kirsch's car that he had?
I gotta go look and pull the footage. What if it was?
Remember, because it was a
what
teal.
If it was?
It was a teal car that he gets in. He was already in the back seat of when she gets out. You know, when he goes missing from the bus. It looks like it's the same color vehicle. So if it's a different car, it's the same color as the one she was driving. And I guess him and Ronnie just they pulled it. Well, I guess you won't be needing this no more. So I know where she keep the keys. she's at Juniper Hills, and her husband lost her head somewhere over there by the black juke joint. So ain't nobody gonna need this vehicle.
He been eating.
Yeah, ain't nobody gonna need this vehicle. We can go ahead and take this. I'll put gas in and take good care of her. Don't you worry. But yeah, I'm just still surprised that nobody's still looking for this man who was wanted for murder of these kids because nobody writ large is going to take the explanation of the existence of Pennywise because they still haven't told nobody. Like you said, they were making up stuff about the fire at the juke joint.
Hmm.
So they probably got some rationales for why all this other stuff happened.
Mhm.
I was happy to see when Ronnie and Hank drove off that they were
Mhm.
leaving, actually leaving Derry because that was kind of one of the things I was wondering was going to happen. Remember at episode 1 with Maddie when he got into the car with the family, he thought he had left Derry and then saw that the sign when they turned back, they didn't turn back around, but the sign was "Welcome to Derry."
Was his
Um,
grandmother with, or was the grandmother in the car with them?
did not see her. That's
I
what I'm saying.
don't recall her.
I ain't seen her since Miss
Yeah,
Charlotte went to try and got permission to talk to him while he was in jail.
that's a loose end for sure.
Yeah, I
I
ain't seen.
agree. I agree fully. I feel
I
like they did the grandma dirty. Like they could at least brought her back.
I will say, I know that like this is a prequel to the 2017 movie,
Yeah.
but I think there's also some events that happen in between the prequel and the 2017 movie that um I don't know if they're gonna do anything with that, but I know that Welcome to Derry it's already been like
Yeah.
renewed for seasons 2 and 3.
Yep.
So
And it might be a third. I hope they actually do a third movie. I don't know how it would work, but
I
it would
don't
be
know if they
cool.
will. I don't know if they. I mean, I think the seasons 2 and 3 is what is better than the movie.
You know
Like,
what? You're right. We don't even. I'm just getting greedy. You good
yeah,
point. I don't really need another movie. I actually will just be fine with 2 seasons because I'm going to say this. I think the TV show. I felt like the TV show was stronger than the films because they gave us time to explore other things in the world. Um, and they gave us some really cool like jump scares. And Pennywise was just Pennywise is basically Darth Vader. I'm good. Like I said, like I said
More
yesterday.
like Freddy Krueger than Darth Vader.
Fine, you're right. We'll give you that because he's okay.
The
Different
crack,
world.
the cracking of the jokes the whole time, the little
yeah.
dance moves. And
Yeah,
stuff.
he is more Freddy Krueger. So
He's
it
a
was
Freddy
like that,
Krueger
like,
Sephiroth.
but the level of his. But I say Vader because it's like it's that level of like when this character comes on screen, there's excitement to see that
Oh yeah,
character,
Yeah,
and that's how I feel about Pennywise. Like he has such a strong like characterization and like personality, and he's like a really cool villain that we like.
yep,
That I'm like, what's he about to do? And
yeah.
he'll do something wild. So.
And I watched the behind the scenes thing, and they were talking about how like they made it very intentional that you know every like Bill Skarsgård and the director they wanted to make sure that like Pennywise was always doing something new, like
Mm.
that you couldn't see that like obviously he's going to eat the kids some kind of way, but you couldn't foresee the methods.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
he was always going to do something unexpected. Also, Bill Skarsgård, like I I feel like I mean he was already amazing in the movies, but
Mm-hmm.
like him as Pennywise in this show, like I feel like he's solidified. He was already solidified as like a movie monster, like legend via the movies. But I feel like this show, like this is like
continue that
generational.
legacy.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
that's legacy casting for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, like he did his big one with this role.
Yeah, it was really good. The grandma thing was bothering me before because
Mhm.
I felt like nobody was. When I was saying before the last episode we talked about, I was like, Ronnie is raising herself because where's Granny? Ain't nobody. She just going everywhere all willy nilly at all times of night. She can go to the juke joint. She can go to school. She can not go to school. She can do whatever the hell she wants because ain't nobody like. Where is Granny now? So I guess she was. I'm tired of this. I'm out. She just left.
I mean, I feel like maybe I of course it's a loose end, but I do wonder, like I feel like whatever role they had for her might have gotten redundant because I feel like
Mm,
her main role was just to like uh just vocalize her being like, no, Ronnie, don't go do this, like
Yep,
no,
pretty much
don't,
that was it.
no, what's the name, what's the man name, her dad,
Hey,
okay.
Hank, yeah, Hank, no, like just
I don't like none of this.
yeah,
She's object.
just you just being a voice of protest. And I imagine like, you know, I don't know how much more she had to do in the show
True.
aside
And,
from
and
that. So
and to be fair, these little white kids are doing the same thing.
right.
Lily's
I
mom
mean,
is on these
Ronnie
little
was
health
doing it.
control drugs, and the other parents obviously is not checking for them because they just. I mean, we can just get up and go to the cemetery in the middle of the night on our bikes and hold a séance all night. Like,
We can just do whatever we want.
we can go,
Ronnie,
and then we can go to the
speaking of him,
school after hours and develop pictures.
yeah.
The school.
Speaking of Richie in the cemetery and all of that stuff, he's an interesting character because, like, well, for one, it's good that he. I mean, it's not good that he died, but if
Mhm.
he was to die, it was better that he died the way he did and not via Pennywise.
Yeah,
But the thing that's interesting about it is that Richie, to me, was the one character who was, or the one kid who was not scared of Pennywise. Um,
Mm.
like because he had the explanation for like what he thought he was at first. He was
yeah,
like, oh yeah, that's the babalao, you know. My uncles and stuff, they like it's just like a demon, like an evil spirit. Like they're not
yeah,
all evil, but some of them definitely are, and this seems like a really bad one. So
yeah.
like he had the explanation. He was the one who was like, oh yeah, we gonna do this ceremony, this we gonna set this stuff up, we're gonna say these words, we're gonna go ahead and get it going. um so uh I think it was interesting in that way.
And
uh
Rich might have been a little Santeria
yeah.
in
Yep.
training and didn't know it. And perhaps maybe that's what partially protected him
Yep.
from
Yep.
Pennywise. So even though he died in the fire physically, like you said, he's not among the images that Pennywise can pull up and manipulate. He's a
Yep.
spiritual
Nah, he's
good,
saint. He is saint now at this
yeah,
point.
that's
Mhm.
able to come and help them in a time of need. He was able to. They had the funeral for Richie at the end,
So
and
sad. So
he
beautiful.
shows up and Halloran sees him, and it was kind of cool how he came and sat with the parents for a second, said those hands on your shoulder. That's
Mm.
your boy. Like he's with you now, and he'll always be with you. And so that kind of gives him some respite, that he's not trapped somewhere like tortured in purgatory, just walking the earth, scaring people unwillingly because Pennywise is, manipulating him to do so. And that was kind of cool for Halloran too, like I said, to get the bad visions to go away, and now he can see good spirits, and perhaps that'll give him some peace and some rest as he lives out the rest of his life. Did you did you think he was referencing something else, Stephen King, when he mentioned the
Hotel.
restaurant and going to Europe?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Have
Yeah.
you seen
The
The
Shining.
Shining?
Yes, I have.
The
Okay, yeah.
Shining. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same black dude
He was
with the
like,
shining gift.
he said, how much trouble can a hotel
In the
be?
You
hotel,
about to find out.
but was that hotel in Europe?
It was
I thought it was Swedish or
they
something. I
traveled.
assumed it was.
They I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause that's the only thing that kind of threw me off. I was like,
Mhm.
hotel sounds like The Shining, but I'm not sure because Jack didn't
Yeah.
have he didn't have a European accent, and
Well,
all
he wasn't asked. So sorry, he was asked to go there. I think, like to look after the hotel. So he was from America, so he wasn't going to have an accent. I think
okay,
the hotel belonged to somebody else.
okay, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
Oh, come on, man. Come on. Yeah, I really enjoyed I kind of I'm like some other people on the internet. Like I would like to see Dick Halloran spinoff or something like more exploration of him. Because we see him in Doctor Sleep, like the Doctor Sleep sequel. Doctor Sleep sequel was great. I
It's
thought it was
really
really
good.
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm gonna probably rewatch it over the holidays.
Mhm.
But overall, I think they did a great job of introducing his character and his arc throughout the series is really awesome and beautiful. So we get that kind of struggle and conflict with his abilities, and then he kind of steps into his power as as the story resolves itself. The moment I think that was probably one of my favorite scenes was when he sees when they're in the fog over the frozen river, and Pennywise is just just being Pennywise, racing toward them to get to the relic that they're about to plant into the ground. He sees that the Native American ancestor.
The war chief. Yeah.
Yes, he's the war chief. And then he also sees like Rich come past her, like come from behind her.
Yeah.
And like Rose can clearly see her ancestor, but like she's like, well, what are you saying? And he says motherfucking miracle.
Yeah.
Motherfucking miracle. I was dying laughing.
It was so perfect. He was running and then hit the
running. He said, bam!
Yeah, he flipped them off.
I was like,
Flipped
kill
off.
him, bitch, kill him.
and then came in with the slide.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a hero. What a
put hands on all that. The power of friendship. It was beautiful.
Friendship.
Oh,
Yes.
I cried.
Yeah.
But even in that moment, like, and then that was happening, and then it was really dope. One of my favorite parts is when Leroy shoots Pennywise. You know, he headshot him. Boom. Leroy was getting headshots for days.
Yeah.
Oh, headshot. One of the as his body grows back or his head grows back, it's kind of like a
Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he starts to transform into the bat, which is really cool because I think that was a reference to like in the movie, in the second movie, they talk more about like the Native and Indigenous American kind of like backstory of like how to stop Pennywise, and like he has this form as like this like flying bat type bird creature. Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm. And so like I felt like that was a callback to that, but it was dope how that was all executed. Mm-hmm. Even some of the shots, because I was like, man, like when they have that shot of all of them kind of like standing over they're like pushing the artifact into the ground, and then he's in the background flying above them with the lightning flashing behind him. It was giving Frank Miller Batman. I was like, I love the visuals right now. I'm like, this is beautiful. So like, all of that was just like really, that was a great way to kind of end it. And then it was also fun. It was interesting how like when he gets hit with the light and he flies back, he's just normal clown mode again, looking goofy. But then he almost like peels back the layers.
A few times,
like they all kind of like all these things kind of like the different forms that he's taken start to like peel back like layers of onion. And I was like, this is so awesome. This is like visually really good. And then he kind of fades off into that ball of light, that orange light.
He says lively crowd before he goes.
This guy.
When he showed the general the original face he saw in the House of Horrors at the carnival was funny.
Yeah.
Everybody started crying. Oh. I was like, you asked for this food.
Yeah, you did.
You.
I'd never forget a smell.
Yeah.
So perfect. He deserved. The only thing that disappointed me about that moment in particular was I really wanted I wanted to see more of a close up of him getting chomped. Like
you didn't want that cutaway. You want to hold a little. You want to hold a little longer. I feel you. I feel you on that.
I wanted
the full bird colonel and everybody else to see exactly what happened to him. Go see to the general. Oh, you don't want to go see the general. He's been seen to already. Trust me.
Somebody got him.
But yeah, I wanted a moment with him, like we got with Mrs. Kirsch's husband, like what we got with the principal. Like I wanted something to top that with Colonel, and we didn't get that, so it's okay.
General got. He took a bite out of crime out of that boy's forehead, and it was a wrap. It's like, that's what, didn't Mama tell you to leave stuff alone? See, now look at you. Nothing but chin. Top of your head is gone.
Fed up.
All I can see is your epiglottis right now.
Stop.
First of all, I didn't even know that's what that's called. It's like, what part of the body is that?
Your gobstopper. Jordan. Okay. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Yeah, this was an enjoyable series, man. I guess I can't wait for the second one to come out. Like I said, I've seen the original It movies. I can go ahead and peep the new two.
Yeah, I
out
started
now.
watching the 2017 one before we got on here talking today.
Okay.
Oh,
I
good.
could refresh. Yeah.
Oh, we gotta see if I gotta remember his name correctly. Yeah, this is unfortunate. So, oh, we need to talk about the cameos at the end of the movie.
He doesn't
Ro-
know them
yeah,
yet.
I'll talk about it. So after this is
You
also
talking about the
another
old
thing.
lady at the end?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to explain some things, Rob.
Okay.
So at the end, after we everybody leaves, goes their separate ways. They jump cut to like 1988, 89. It's basically a year before the movie, the 2017 movie, and they jump back and we see Ingrid as an old lady.
Mm.
And so she's in Juniper Hill, and she obviously she kind of hears the scream, and she kind of walks out into the hallway and then goes into a room, and there's a woman hanging, who and there's a man and a young girl with red hair that are crying and grieving.
Was that supposed to
So
be Marge?
No.
no,
Younger girl? No.
the redheaded girl that they show is Beverly Marsh. So Beverly Marsh is one of the main characters in
She's one of the
the
losers.
one of the losers, and she's the same Beverly in the original
Okay.
movie that you watch. So we see now, like we see how her mom died. We also get we can also see the kind of like the foreshadowing of the violent relationship between like the abusive and violent relationship between her and her father, or Beverly and her father. With just like how he kind of like almost elbows and stuff
elbowed her
like
off? Yeah.
yeah. And I was like, and then when they show Beverly, I was like, oh. And then of course Ingrid says, no one, what is it? No one in
No one
Derry
ever
never,
dies.
never truly
Yeah.
dies. And I was like, oh. And so that was like, I kind of liked how they wrapped that up. But yeah, it was really cool for that. And I think in the what's it called? In the kind of behind the scenes stuff, they did like make a they made a comment to like dedication to the actress
Yeah.
who played that, because she passed. That was the last time that she filmed that role
So
for the character.
yes. I was trying to see. I was like, cause she shows up in the second It
Yes,
movie.
she shows up in the second movie, and it's terrifying. And you'll
Yes.
see. But yeah, I'm trying to find that woman's name because she passed. And then there was another character. There was another person who played Rich. Oh no, Eddie. So older Eddie in the recent movies, he had passed away this week.
Yeah, that was very sad.
Yeah. And it's like it's strange about like how the things that are happening in the movie are kind of a lot in a way reflect reality. Like he had committed suicide. So,
Yeah.
and that's an element that happens within the movies as they get older. It was like, wow. So that was unfortunate. But
Yeah.
Crazy. I'll get on those probably this weekend or something. When we're not doing it, I'll watch them both. I have to watch them solo because the wife she don't like the spooky stuff. So
That's fair.
it's all good.
Appreciate y'all taking the time out of your day to chop it up with me about these things. We've had one viewer. Lurker's been here the whole time. I appreciate you. There will be links in the description of this episode when it uploads to Spotify, to all of our independent websites if you're interested in our creative endeavors. And we will see you all after the new year because, it's holiday time. So we're giving everybody a break. We will chat with you all next time.
All right. Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays.
Peace.
Peace.